Hello students, welcome back to Griffith's CSEC class. Today we are looking at the CSEC Social Studies May 2022 past paper questions. Specifically though for this video, we will be looking at one of the topics from option C, and that is consumer affairs. So we'll be doing the consumer affairs essay from the May 2022 past paper questions. So we're going to start our essay, and the question is consumer awareness, practicing thrift. Your school has started a campaign to encourage students to save money and is preparing a handbook to be distributed to the students in the school. Prepare an article for inclusion in the handbook. In your article, you're going to define the term thrift, explain one benefit to students of practicing thrift, outline two ways in which globalization has increased students' demand for goods and services, suggest three strategies that students may employ in their efforts to practice thrift, and finally, we're going to explain why each strategy suggested is likely to be successful. All right, so this seems to be a quite easy essay to write. So the first thing we're going to do, or the first thing the question is asking us to do, is to define the term thrift. Do you remember what the term thrift means? And students, before we start writing our essay, remember that each question should be answered in a different paragraph. All right? Only answer what the question is asking you for. Do not add anything to the question. Answer what the question is asking you for. All right, students? And remember, the essay carries a total of 20 marks. So let us define the term thrift. I'm sure that you have written that definition down already. So thrift means shopping wisely. Simple. The term thrift means shopping wisely. And that's our first paragraph. Explain one benefit to students of practicing thrift. So when students are financially aware, when they practice to shop wisely, especially while at school, how does that benefit students? So we're going to answer this question in our second paragraph. One benefit to students if they practice thrift is they can save more money because they choose to shop around and compare prices before making a purchase. Students can save more money, which in turn will make them able to have more purchasing power. So especially when you are at school, you will compare prices of food items before you make a purchase, right? And this will save you more money. And at the end of the day, in doing this, in practicing thrift, you will have more money, more purchasing power to buy things that you really need. All right. Even though the question asks for one benefit, I'm going to look at another benefit. Another benefit of students being thrifty is that they will learn money management from an early age. So they will know how to spend money wisely. Example, shopping around, not always buying brand name clothes. Two ways in which globalization has increased demand for goods and services. The question again outlined two ways in which globalization has increased students' demand for goods and services. Now, students, before we attempt this question, we must know the term globalization. What does the term globalization mean? Well, I know that my students, I know you guys know what globalization. Before answering this question, we also need to define the term demand. What does the term demand means? Well, if you are thinking that the term demand refers to how much of a particular goods a consumer is willing to purchase and is able to purchase at different prices. So in this case, we're talking about students. How much of a particular goods are students at school willing to purchase and are able to purchase at different prices? So now that we know what the term globalization means, and we also know what the term demand means, we are now able to answer this question. So we're going to outline two ways in which globalization has increased students' demand for goods and services. I know that you have your answers all written down, so you should be able to answer this question. Now let us look at some answers that I have written down. Two ways in which globalization has increased students' demand for goods and services are: firstly, due to globalization, students are able to view a variety of advertisements from different markets. So we know that oftentimes on the television we'll see markets from all over the world advertising their products, right? So sometimes students will see their favorite actor, example, promoting a product. This in turn will increase their demand for that product, right? So maybe you love snacks and you see your favorite actor from a cartoon series or from a television series promoting that particular snacks, right? So when you go to your tuck shop at school and you see that snack, you're going to want to buy it, you want to purchase it, depending on the price of that for the good for the snacks, right? You'll want to purchase it. So because of globalization, right? And the ability of different markets to reach consumers all over the world, right? Markets tend to advertise their products, and because of advertisement, students will want to, try out that snack, that product to see if they will like it, depending on the price of the product. And we can also look at clothing, right? So you'll see your favorite teenage actor or personality or blogger in a particular jeans, right? In the United States, right? And you say, wow, I love that jeans. I think it will fit me, right? So what student would do is go to their market, their local markets, or they would go online to see if they are able to find that particular jeans that was advertised by their favorite personality, and they will either ask their parents to purchase or make a purchase online, or based on their savings, they can also make their own purchase, or they would go to their local market. You'll never know. And you'll find that jeans and they'll also make a purchase. So, because of globalization, markets are able to advertise their products all over the world, which in turn will increase students' demand for that product. Secondly, let's just look at another answer that you could write for your answer to this question. Secondly, students are now able to browse the internet and the different sites available for them to buy goods and services. This accessibility and the privilege of browsing the internet from the convenience of their homes have definitely increased students' demand for goods and services. Thirdly, globalization has increased students' demand for goods and services because students are able to browse a variety of products from all over the world, and most of the times these products are of better quality and lower prices than those that are sold in their own country. Another answer that you could write for this question, students, is that pricing, globalization, and the prices of goods and services that are sold on the international markets or markets all over the world, the prices tend to be cheaper than those for the prices of goods and services that are sold in our local markets. And most of the times, the quality of the goods and services that are sold on the global market tends to be better than those of that are sold locally, right? So if students are browsing the internet, which is made accessible because of globalization, they are able to view different products and services on the internet from markets all over the world. So because the prices tend to be a little cheaper than the products that are sold on the local market, this will attract students definitely. They will want to purchase goods and services from markets across the world because of globalization. I asked to suggest three strategies that students may employ. Three strategies. All right. So we're asked to suggest three strategies that students may employ in their efforts to practice thrift. So what can students do to help them to practice or to become a thrifty consumer? Well, some of the strategies that I've come up with are three strategies that students may employ in their efforts to practice thrift or way one, firstly, reading information on being a thrifty consumer, whether online or in written forms, will help students to become thrifty. Justification for this will work because from reading, students will be educated on what thrift is, advantages, and the disadvantages of being thrifty. Way two, secondly, students can practice budgeting money that they receive, whether for school, allowances, etc. Justification, this will work because students who make a budget have more financial freedom and purchasing power because they will know in advance how much they can spend on various items, right? Way three, another strategy that students may employ in their efforts to practice thrift is learning how to save money wisely. Justification. This will work because students will learn how to improve their spending habits and how to save money from an early age. Before, another strategy that students may employ in their efforts to practice thrift is practicing conservation and recycling at home. And before I look at the justification for this strategy, why this strategy will work, I want to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you love this video, please support my channel by hitting that subscribe button, like and share this video. Turn on that notification bell that whenever I make a new video that will assist you in getting that grade 1 in your CSEC examination. You will be notified immediately. All right, so the justification for way 4, this strategy will work because students will learn from an early age that reusing items at home will help to reduce consumption and reduce their demand for certain products. Also, they will be saving more. Expanding more on students practicing conservation and recycling at home in their bid to become thrifty consumers, they will also in their bid to become a thrifty consumer, avoid products with plastic wrapping because definitely this will contribute to pollution, right? They will, as we said before, practice recycling glass bottles and plastic containers. Also, they will want to buy products or use products that are advertised as environmentally friendly products, products that will not pollute the environment, right? And if they practice all of this, practice conservation and recycling at home, this will definitely help them to become a thrifty consumer. So I hope this video has helped you a lot. Remember to subscribe so that this channel can reach students all over the Caribbean. sitting their Caribbean examination, council examination. Share this channel with a friend. Help them